Hi there, my name is Suze, and I work with women to help them find balance between their internal masculine and feminine energies so that they can have lives that feel really emotionally fulfilling, full of love and connection. So, today I want to start segueing into a new realm, still under the energetic realm of masculine and feminine energies, and finding that internal harmony, unity, balance so that you can have the physical existence that you really want to manifest and see, but I'm getting more specific. I want to get more specific. If you haven't seen it already, please do go under the community tab here on YouTube and see the latest written post that I did. The picture is a picture of me and my cat in my bed, and the subject matter is about grief. And I posted that on Instagram and Facebook as well. And I really am noticing how dramatically important the idea of healing the mother wound, the feminine wound, how huge that is. And I will be talking more about this. This is just my first video really tiptoeing into that arena, into that realm. Because for literally almost a decade of my journey, my healing, my growth, my spiritual awakening, my ascension journey, for nearly a decade, I had been kind of blaming masculine for kind of getting me in the mess that I was in, right? And anytime I was working through whatever was bubbling up, I would instinctively, naturally blame masculine energy and saying that, some masculine figure abused me or put me in this position of having to now have this issue, this problem that I'm now having to heal and work with. And I see in the collective there is much more focus on that. There's much more finger pointing towards masculine energy and how masculine energy did us wrong. And I have found in more recent years how much more the problem is actually feminine energy. Feminine energy, and this is ancestral. This is deeply ancestral. Now, this is why it's so huge too, because I'm not only just talking about my mother and my mother line. I am talking about the mother and mothers of my father. So both ancestral lines of parents and their mothers, all that feminine energy and all that dysfunction and all of that heartache and grief, really, that they were dealing with, that they passed down, that caused us women, divine feminines now, to be in this space of having to really heal this subconscious stuff that has been floating through our bloodlines for way too long. And this is really, really painful because it's emotional on a whole nother level. So this is a really big subject, and I'm really feeling led to really illuminate this feminine wound, this mother wound, and show how this is impacting all of the things that we as adults consider to be like the highlights of life, like the most important aspects of our physical existence: love, money, sex, self-worth, and identity. Okay? It's all mother wound. It's all feminine from both sides that have hit us that we now have to deal with. So, first subject matter that I want to go in this direction is people pleasing and manifestation. And people pleasing and manifestation, this aspect of the feminine wound can literally be seen in both a masculine and a feminine energy type form. Both the masculine and the feminine can have wounding that's going to then kind of meet in the middle and show up as people pleasing and manifestation. So let me separate that for a minute, and I'll start on the feminine end because I think I'm predominantly speaking to divine feminines here, okay? But you can also see this with masculines very clearly, and I'll explain that too. So in the arena of your divine feminines like myself, women who have clearly both masculine and feminine energies, but a woman who identifies primarily with the feminine and has a core energy of the feminine, lives in the divine feminine structure like myself, okay? So feminine energy, people pleasing and manifestation. And when I say people pleasing, I mean any type of codependency, inauthenticity, okay? Think about this. If you are in your feminine energy or you are a feminine and you are participating in some level of people pleasing with someone, you are literally manifesting for them their manifestations instead of you manifesting your manifestations. All of your energy is so focused on the other person that you're literally manifesting their stuff for them instead of you having what you want and manifesting what you want because your energy is going elsewhere. Now, why am I saying this? Think about this. If you're people pleasing in the feminine energetic structure, if you're people pleasing, you are focused on creating an emotional environment for someone else that is all about their needs, their desires, their comforts, their support, emotionally putting them in an energetic state of being that's more high vibe, that's more happy and fulfilled and satisfied. So good things will magnetize towards them because they are having their needs met, they're being supported, feeling fulfilled, loved, whatever the situation may be emotionally. They're having that fed to them through you people pleasing and putting their needs and their desires ahead of your own, prioritizing their needs and their desires, putting all of your energy, so you're like literally magnifying the energy field towards them too because you're feeding your energy towards them, putting them in a higher vibrational state, and then all these things are coming in. So as a feminine, say it again, in the feminine energy form, in feminine energy, wounded feminine energy, if you are people pleasing, you are literally allowing someone else to use you to manifest their manifestations instead of your own. In the wounded masculine structure, what does people pleasing and manifestation look like in the masculine energy structure? I'm going to say man because I'm generalizing here, generalizing masculine energy, man, I'm generalizing. But masculine energy looks like a man who is working at a job, grinding away at a job that he does not like, a job that is taking all of his life force energy out of him, working at a job that he thinks he has to work at to have the money or the lifestyle that he thinks that he wants and that he thinks is the priority, while meanwhile draining his life force energy, stealing his soul, stealing his spirit, not in alignment with his morals, his values, his integrity, whatever it may be, completely out of alignment, hustling for someone else above him for them to have what they want. He's physically laboring away to support the people above him and having the money or the lifestyle or the fame or whatever, recognition, whatever it is that they're looking for, their manifestation, the dreams. He's helping support and give that to them instead of finding a job that is in alignment with his heart, with his soul, with his mind, with his body, with his values, with his morals, with his sense of integrity and identity of self and what's important to him, his purpose energy. Purpose being a big one because that's a very masculine energy key word is purpose. The purpose in alignment with who he truly is. That's what people pleasing and manifestation looks like in the masculine realm. So wrapping all this up, if you ever find yourself putting your needs or wants or desires secondary to someone else's and you are more concerned with someone else being in a certain emotional state, you are completely denying yourself your own manifestation. And what's really happening here is you're just simply reverting back to your childhood. You're reverting back to recognizing a part of you when you were a child of having to manipulate yourself around your caretakers so that your life could be better, right? So in other words, what I'm saying is You couldn't be authentically you as a child, or you learned that your needs were too much, or that you needed too much attention, or that you were too loud, or that you were too sensitive, or you were too emotional, or whatever the situation may be. You had too much energy, I don't know, whatever it is. And so you learned to take your sense of self and your needs and what would make you happy, and you just kind of smushed them down, and you learn to create an identity that would make your caregiver be more pleasant towards you, so that your environment could be more manageable for you as a child, because clearly as a child you have a very limited ability for emotional navigation, right? And conflict and all the things. Obviously you're a child, you shouldn't be forced to figure those things out. But many of us had to figure those things out because our parents were not able to gift us with emotional regulation. That's a mother wound. Emotional regulation. That comes from the mother. And again, I don't mean just literally mother. I mean mother from both sides of your family, ancestrally speaking. All that feminine energy is coming in as not knowing how to emotionally regulate yourself. And so as a child, you having to stifle your sense of self down to make your parent more comfortable so that they wouldn't come at you in a way that made you uncomfortable. Codependency and people pleasing. I'm going to leave this video here. If you found value in this, I please ask you to subscribe. I am so appreciative of those of you who have subscribed, of those of you who do comment. I'm tripping over my words now. It really, really is encouraging and helps support me, because I do want my message to get out there more. And the more people participate by subscribing and liking and commenting, the more my message can be seen in the world, and we can have, again, that change that we're all so desiring at a really soul heart level. Thank you for listening. Have a beautiful day.